Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me for a 1-hour Yin and Yoga Nidra practice. My name is Tamara Maxim. This class is being recorded live on Facebook, but if you would like to watch it later or many of the other videos I have for free, they are available on YouTube under my name, Tamara Maxim. So I hope you subscribe and check out all the videos. There are more than 70 and some are for kids. There are different styles of yoga and they're all available anytime you like. Tonight our practice will focus on renewal, particularly in the area of the hips, which is where we store a lot of emotional energy, especially deep-rooted emotional energy from our past, from our experiences. Everything that we've been through sort of gets plugged in here, and if we don't find a way to release it and renew it and bring in some fresh energy, it can get quite tight. And I've been noticing that a lot in my own hips lately, so I'm hoping to share this practice with you as an effort to help renew my own energy in the sacral area, Svadhisthana. So let's get started. We're going to lie down onto our backs, and I have some couch cushions here. Maybe you have something similar, or maybe a couple of yoga blocks or anything you can improvise with. So feel free to bring any of that into your yoga practice, your yin practice, or any yoga practice. It's amazing what you can find around your house that's helpful for yoga. So we'll begin in a supine position, so get down onto your back. And we'll take supine butterfly, so take the soles of your feet together, knees out wide, and feel free to bring some blocks under your outer thighs or cushions under your outer thighs to give yourself a little bit more support. Arms can be beside your body, or maybe you'd like to start with one hand on your abdomen, one hand on your heart, and connect with yourself here. Take these first few moments just to settle in, so the breath might be a little bit choppy or feel a little bit constricted. You can find some time to connect with that and notice where the breath is in the body, and try to take some time to lengthen and deepen the breath, breathing in and out through the nose, or maybe a few big sighs out your mouth. And in the yin practice, we hold postures for time with the idea of releasing the tight fascia that builds up around the muscles, around the bones, around the joints, this interconnected web of tissue. And so it might feel right now that your knees are quite high up, or that your hips are feeling restricted in their movement. Let it be that way, and then over time maybe you can release the blocks or soften into your hips a little bit more. I'm going to offer this intention for the practice, renew. Time in silence allows you to be interested in yourself and your life, and to wake up to the choices that may have become habitual. Thus, every day, each day, and in an instant, you have the opportunity to start anew. Which means you don't have to wait until your yoga practice or till a certain time of the day. Really, in every moment, we have the opportunity to renew, and that comes from the power of the breath. So let's take the next few breaths to breathe in and out in through the nose and out through the mouth with a loud, productive sigh, to let something go, so you have that ability to bring in some renewed energy. 3 of them in a row. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Big breath in. Sigh out your mouth. Let something go. 2 more like that. Deep breath in. Let something go. 1 more breath like that. Deep inhale through the nose. Sigh out your mouth. And then from this supine butterfly position, connect with your third eye, Ajna Chakra, space of inner knowing and intuition. Let that energy drop down into your heart and find your own intention, something that's personal to you, maybe a collective intention for this practice. And as I always offer the opportunity to dedicate your practice, send the energy out somewhere, to someone, to something. So many good reasons to dedicate our positive energy right now. Before we enter into the last couple of minutes of this posture, let's create one beautiful sound of Om, and let this Om be a reminder to renew, that each moment is an opportunity, that we can release anytime we like with simply one deep breath. The sound of Om creates a vibration of peace and harmony that we attune to. So let's do it together. Deep breath in through your nose. Big sigh out your mouth. Inhale for Om. Another breath in here. Sigh to release. Feel free, if your hands are on your body, to release them out to the sides, palms facing up. Experience a sense of refreshed, renewed energy washing over you. As if you've been cleansed by the very sound of Om and by your breath. Now, as we release into the hips, just notice anything that comes up. It might be emotional, might be memories, might be feelings of an experience. And rather than create any judgment or story or get caught up in it, just continue to breathe and let those moments pass by. Stay here in this moment. Any sense of renewal that you might have is happening right now, not in the past, not in the future, here in the present. Last couple of deep breaths. And then slowly start to close your knees in toward each other. Have your knees in toward your chest. And give yourself a nice squeeze. You can have one palm on each shin. Squeeze in toward the outer edges of your torso, or maybe rock side to side. And then let your feet come back to the mat, and then just take a moment with your knees bent. Create a shape with your arms, so either a cactus shape or a T shape, depending what you have the space for. Take a moment to lift your hips up toward a little bit over to the left side, and then allow the knees to drop together over to the right. And you may want to put something underneath them to catch them if they don't come down easily, or maybe as they fall to the right, you put a block, a bolster, a cushion between them. You can even put something on top to weigh down the thighs. You might want to place your right hand on top, as long as you can relax the arm. And maybe take your gaze over to the left side for a supine twist. So we get a nice passive stretch down the outer left thigh. And you can make this a little bit deeper if you like, by bringing the knees a little closer toward your right armpit. Or if you want to go even deeper, extend your right leg to straight and let just the left knee come across. And then this will bring it more into the lower back as well. So you decide what is sustainable for you, what will bring in a sense of renewal, what will help you to release any emotional tension from your hips. And in addition to this sense of renewal for our practice today, come back to your own intention. What's meaningful for you right here in this moment? Just staying here in this supine twist, enjoying a nice release for the whole spine. as with other poses, if over time you can feel that release of the fascia, sense of softness in the muscles, less gripping and holding in the joints, maybe you go a little deeper, releasing any props that you might be using or coming into a deeper variation. And you can always modify as well, making the pose more easeful. Stay true to your own intention. Monitor with your breath. Give yourself permission to experience this renewal fully. Keeping in mind throughout this practice that less effort creates more relaxation. So find a place where your body is at the edge, the working edge, where you do feel some stretch, some release, but not tension, no effort, no work. The work for this practice is internal. It comes from letting go. See if you can soften the outer left hip just a little bit more. Feel more length between your left hip and your left knee. The outer thigh. Maybe allow the knees to drop a little bit more toward the earth, creating a little bit more twist in the left side of your lower back. And maybe finally turning your head just a little bit more toward the left to create a little bit more torsion in the upper spine. Try to relax the tongue in your mouth. Relax your eyes and the sockets. Relax your throat. We'll take 8 more deep breaths here. Make them count. Let them be long and deep for the inhalation. Even and releasing for the exhalation. Slowly, very slowly start to unwind yourself. Head comes back through center. You can release any props. Slowly bring your knees back through center. Adjust your hips. Hug your knees in toward your chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze. And then again, release your feet back to the mat and just take a moment lying on your back. Notice the difference between your left and right side. Maybe you feel a little bit more heaviness on the right side hip. Into the lower back. A little bit more release and renewal in the left side, hopefully. We'll start that process again on the other side, so you can cactus your arms or make them straight like a T. Jog your hips a little bit to the right side, and then allow both knees to come over to the left. And again, if you like, you can place that pillow or prop, any prop that you used on the other side, either underneath your left knee or between your knees. And turn and look over your right shoulder. Feel the right shoulder relax. Start to drop into your body here. When any thoughts arise, come back to your breath. Follow the inhalation and the exhalation. And see if you can send a little bit more energy down toward the lower back, into the sacrum, into the hip area. See if there's anything there to let go of, and let it go. Sometimes we have to give ourselves permission to be with ourselves, to spend this quiet time inside. It's okay to not have the distractions of the internet, of television, of food, of drinks, whatever it is that we use to distract ourselves from just being. It's amazing what comes up. So be with that, whatever it is. Embrace whatever you experience with yourself. Try to relax your eyes, relax the tip of your tongue and your mouth, relax your throat. As you start to release the fascia around the hips and lower back here, see if you can maybe release any props. Let yourself come to your own working edge. And keep pulling yourself back into this moment so you get the full benefits of this yin practice. If you find yourself getting pulled away, harness that breath. Pull yourself back in with a full inhalation, an instant signal to your nervous system. And as you exhale, that relaxation response kicks in. And from this place, we'll take about 8 more deep breaths. So activate a deeper exhalation if you can, maybe if you size out your mouth. Last couple breaths here. Take your time to slowly unwind yourself. You can remove any props. Bring your head back through center, realign your hips. And again, we'll hug the knees into the chest, one palm on each knee. Maybe a little rock side to side as you're ready. Ardha Ananda Balasana, half happy baby. Reach through from the inside of your right knee. Wrap your fingertips around the outer right foot and pull your right knee down toward the right. If this is not accessible for you, you can hold behind the thigh. And just be here for a short time. You can keep your left foot on the mat or maybe extend your leg long. It might float in the air. That's okay. Or maybe you prop it up a little bit. And as you pull that right knee out to the right, you feel more on the inner edge of your hip, your inner thigh. And you're pressing the outer right hip down. So a little massage into the outer right hip, and you can even maybe rock more to the right side. And it's okay if that left leg is floating. You can always bend your knee. Back through center, bring your knees back to the chest. We'll take the other side. You can lower your right foot down. Let your left elbow be on the inside of your left knee and wrap your left hand around the outer left foot. Feel free to keep that right knee bent or maybe extend your right leg straight, and it might float in the air, or you can prop it up if you like. Maybe even rolling a little bit more toward the left side, finding that half happy baby shape. Taking about 5 to 6 deep breaths, getting in more into the inner thigh and creating a crease in the top of the hip flexor on the left side. And if your leg is straight on your right side, stretching out that right hip flexor. Maybe you roll even more to the left to create a little bit of pressure on the outer left hip. Slowly bring it back through center. Option to stay here, knees to chest or full happy baby for about 10 breaths. Wrapping both hands around the outer edges of your feet or holding behind your thighs. Sacrum rolling down. Knees coming out to the side. Make your legs look like the legs of a chair, so thighs become parallel. Feet pressing up. Inner thighs opening, hips releasing down. See if you can roll your sacrum toward the mat. You're ready, you release, close your knees together. Give yourself a little squeeze and then extend your body long. Extend your arms over your head, point your toes, and notice the elongation of your legs and arms through the sides of your torso. Big breath in and a full breath out. And bend your knees. Roll over to your right side for a moment. Then we'll make our way all the way onto the belly, so you can flip yourself right over. I'm just going to face to the top of my mat so you can see what I'm doing. You can keep in the same orientation that you are right now. Make your way all the way down onto your belly. And we'll start here with half frog pose. So take your right knee out to the right. Flex your foot so your heel is directly underneath your knee and your knee is directly in line with your hip. And if you'd like, you can place a bolster underneath your belly so your chest is lifted. And you might want to bring a block for underneath your forehead. We'll stay here in half frog pose. And if you like, you can stay upright in a Sphinx variation. This is really nice actually to pull the heart forward and up, and this is where you might want to use that block. If you'd like to come down, there are a few options. One is forehead on your palms. The other is to thread your right arm through, back of the hand down and forehead down. And the other is to make a cactus shape with your arms, and you can turn your head in either direction. To the right side is probably more gentle for most people. To the left might be a little bit more intense. So you can decide how you like to hold this posture. If you stay up in Sphinx pose, you create a little bit more of a back bend. If you stay down on the belly, then you're focusing more on descending the hips. Wherever you are, keep that right foot flexed. Keep the left leg long. Take your last 4 to 5 deep breaths here. Last full deep inhale. Nice sigh out your mouth. And slowly release. Drop on your forearms. Slide your right leg to meet your left. If you're on your palms, you might want to push up a bit to get the legs back together. And just take a moment lying face down. You can release your arms if you like. Turn your gaze to one side. Might feel good to bend your knees and windshield wiper your legs. Notice in your body what feels right and natural, something that's neutralizing. Come back to stillness, a couple of deep breaths. We'll go to the other side. If you have been using a pillow underneath your chest and you took it out, you can put it back in. If it's still there, then you can keep using it. This time you won't be able to see it, so I'll show you on the right side. We'll take the left leg out to the left. Flex your foot and keep, again, your heel under your knee in line with your hip. And you have these same options, this Sphinx style option with maybe a pillow under you. Maybe your forehead is down on your palms. Maybe you take cactus arms, or maybe you thread your left arm underneath your right arm. Your head might be on a block for a little extra twist. So I have my left leg out to the left, my foot is flexed. I'm going to choose the begin with Sphinx pose in the upper body. Forehead onto a block. And as I've been saying, as the body starts to open and you feel that renewed energy coming in, maybe you can release some of the props or bolsters, go a little bit deeper to another edge. Take your last few deep breaths here. If you have any props underneath you, maybe start to release them when you're ready to come out. Take your last full breath in and out. And allow your left leg to come back toward the right. Release onto your forehead or arms beside you. Turn your gaze to the other side, to the left. Maybe bend your knees, windshield wiper your feet side to side. Then find stillness. Bring your gaze back to center. You have to slide your forearms onto the mat like in number 11, your elbows underneath your shoulders, and you might want to prop yourself up here. We'll take a full Sphinx pose without the frog pose added in. Hug your elbows toward your hips. Start to lift your chest forward and up. And it's not a long hold here, but enough to create a little bit of pressure in the lower back as you press the hips down and see if you can lift your chest even more forward. A little bit of compression in the lower spine. It's a little bit more action down into the hips. The hips become the root of this posture. Then we can lift away from that. See if you can pull the elbows energetically a little bit more toward the hip points. You're welcome to stay here. If you want to turn your palms out a little bit wider, press into your hands and lift your arms until your arm bones are straight, or lift your chest until your arm bones are straight. Maybe even walk your hands a little bit closer to your hips and find supported seal pose here. And there are some deeper variations if you like. If you want to take the knees wide, bend your knees and point the toes toward the back of your head, you can, creating more of a back bend. Nice stretch for the hip flexors. Just a few more deep breaths here. One more inhale. Stay for your exhale. On your inhale, slowly lower down. Relax the tops of your feet, then tuck your toes. Push yourself back and up, taking a wide knee child pose. Let your arms extend forward. Let your hips press down toward your heels. Take an inhale breath here. Stay for your exhale. Let the arm bones relax. If you like, you can always have a big cushion or a pillow underneath your torso. And take a few breaths with your arms over to the right side, pulling your hips to the left so you'll feel a stretch into the left side of your ribs, descending right down into the hips. More of a compression on the right side. Let's take our hands over to the left side so you feel a stretch into the right rib cage all the way down to the hips and more of a compression on the left for 5 deep breaths. Last 2. Slowly start to walk your hands back through center. Take a big inhale breath and a full exhale. And then allow your palms to come beside you, palms facing up, forehead down. Again, feel free to use any props that you like underneath your body to keep the back of your body round and your hips feeling relaxed. And here we'll take 3 Brahmari breaths, this beautiful breath that brings in a sense of relaxation, that brings in that sense of release and a sense of renewal. The breath is a deep inhalation through the nose and then a humming sound with the lips closed. So making that sound of the om. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Brahmari breath. Staying in child pose for the breath. Inhale. Last one, inhale. And coming back to your easeful breath. Allow your hands to slide back underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up and come either to a tabletop or a downward dog. And either extend one leg back behind you if you're in tabletop, or like I'm doing, pedaling out one heel at a time, bending the opposite knee, shifting your body side to side. From tabletop, extending one leg back, other leg back. And our next posture will be a sleeping swan pose or deer pose if you want something a little more gentle. So you'll guide your right knee behind your right wrist and let your left shin be a little bit of an angle. Pointed out, your right toes pointed to the left corner of your mat, more to the bottom left corner. And you can stay here for sleeping swan, and you'll eventually maybe come down onto forearms. If you want to come to deer pose, then make the legs similar to this shape of 90-degree angles with the shin bone and the thigh, shin bone and thigh, or just bend the knees a little bit. You can even place your right foot on top of your left knee. And then from either of these variations, you can come forward and down. If you want more of a twist from deer pose, you can go off to the right a little bit. If you want it to be more gentle, then go a little bit more to the left. It's making swan. Extending your left leg back behind you. Coming down onto your forearms. Or maybe all the way down onto your palms. This posture is one of the greatest releases for the hips, but if it feels too much for you, you just can't get comfortable, try it on your back with a figure 4 shape, a thread the needle shape, and crossing your right ankle over top of your left thigh, and then pull your left knee either from behind the thigh or in front of the shin bone toward the left side. So find the variation that works for you. Try to surrender into the posture the best you can. You might start up quite high and be able to go lower. You might have a bolster here underneath your chest or something underneath your right hip. For the last minute of the pose, you'd like to maybe go a little bit deeper, and you've been in deer pose, so you're welcome to take sleeping swan. You can also add in a twist, guiding your left arm underneath your right arm, and you can extend your right arm straight past the top of your mat. This is a nice variation to add a little bit of shoulders in and create some length in the right side body. And take your last 3 deep breaths, whichever variation you've chosen. And when you're ready to come out, you'll take your time over the next few breaths. If you're in deer pose, you'll push yourself up and make your way back into tabletop, or if you're in sleeping swan, into tabletop or downward dog. We'll pedal out our heels or extend the legs back behind for a couple of breaths. It might feel good to lift the right leg up in either of the variations and just do some hip circles. You can do this from tabletop as well. And then when you're ready, we'll go to the other side. So the left knee will come behind the left wrist. The left foot will be angled out to the side toward the bottom right corner of your mat. And you're welcome to keep the right leg extended for a sleeping swan, or roll a little bit to your left hip and bring that right knee up, either to meet your left foot, or you can keep the legs at a 90-degree angle. It really depends on your own hip structure. And then you'll surrender down into the posture. Really enjoying this release of the hips to allow the space for renewal. In French, the word re or re, the prefix, means again. So this is to be new again and again and again. That's the beauty of this yoga practice, is every time we come to our mat, it's something new. It's a chance for a new start, for a new breath, for a new connection, new look at ourselves. We're always becoming renewed through this practice. Remembering to use the breath to come back to your body if you get caught up in thinking about things and spiraling out of this moment. Come back. Bring yourself back gently by just breathing in and out through your nose. Repeat your intention or your dedication. Get comfortable with being with yourself in this quiet, this silence. And over the next few breaths, if you'd like to take that extra twist at the end, welcome to thread your right arm underneath your left arm. Extend your Oops, left fingertips forward. Taking your last few deep breaths here. And as you're ready, you'll take your time to push yourself out of sleeping swan or deer pose, either for a child pose, extended child pose, downward dog, or cat and cow. Feels good. You can release that left leg, do some circles like we did. On the other side, either from tabletop or downward dog. And we'll meet again for one last pose, sitting down on our seat, and then we'll make our way down onto our back for Yoga Nidra and Shavasana. So one final pose here to give a little tilt of the pelvis and a nice release for the back line of the body, caterpillar pose. Feel free to sit up onto a block or a cushion if you like. Move the flesh around your seat from side to side. Take an inhale breath. Reach your arms up to the sky. Big stretch to reach up. And as you exhale, fold forward any amount. See if you can lengthen halfway. Lift your chest forward. Lengthen the heels away from your hips. Bend your knees if you need. And then fold and release. What's beautiful about this posture is it completely stretches the back line of the body, from the heels all the way over the forehead, especially if you keep your chin in toward your chest. And this is where we can release from our experiences, our past, our memories, our feelings. Release any tightness or gripping or holding we have in the back line of the body. And as we do this, we get more flexion in the hips, the ability to fold forward more. Take about 5 more deep breaths here. Not a long hold, really just a transition to release eventually onto the back. Last couple of deep breaths. Sigh out your mouth. Maybe one more. Then ever so slowly roll yourself up. You're going to bend your knees, bring your feet toward the top of your mat along with your hips. Feel free to get a great big cushion if you have one underneath your thighs as you lay yourself down, and maybe you even put a pillow behind your head. And you're going to set yourself up for a beautiful, comfortable Shavasana position, letting your arms and legs completely relax, letting the back side of your body feel supported and welcomed by the earth below you. You already hopefully feel a sense of renewal, having let go in the body, creating space for new breath, new energy, new vitality. And I'll guide you through a quick Yoga Nidra today, but you can stay at the end as long as you like. And today our Yoga Nidra will focus on the 7 chakras, the energy centers in the body, which typically we work to open in the yoga practice, but they're aligned with the meridians of the yin practice. But we'll work through them one by one with the breath, and as you refresh and renew all of the 7 chakras, hopefully your whole body will relax all at once, just like we aim for in the Yoga Nidra. In Yoga Nidra, you'll keep your awareness inside of your body, traveling to all of the places and dropping sparkles of relaxation all the way up the spine. So every time you drop your awareness in, use that awareness to flush out and relax and renew. So keep your eyes closed if you like, and let this be the transition into Shavasana. Stay as long as you like. Take a deep cleansing breath in through your nose. Feel the breath travel all the way up to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, completely soften all the way down the spine. Let's do it again. Let the breath travel all the way up the spine, right to the top of the head, Sahasrara Chakra. As you exhale, drop the awareness all the way down, Muladhara Chakra, your root chakra. Take an inhale breath there. And as you exhale, completely release and let go the root chakra, your foundation, your security. Take another deep breath in and let the breath travel all the way up, Sahasrara Chakra. Feel a little release of white light as you renew. As you exhale, drop the energy back down again. Stop around the sacral area, Svadhisthana, the 2nd chakra, your pelvic region, your lower back. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, relax, connecting to your creativity, your sensuality, your sexuality, your relationships with one another. Take another big breath in all the way up to the crown of the head. A brighter light is shining as you release even more. And as you exhale, drop that sense of renewal down into Manipura Chakra, right below the rib cage, just above the belly button. This is your power center, your sense of self, your autonomy, your self-worth. What it is that you represent, who you are. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, relax that area completely. Take another breath in, and as you rise up past the crown of your head, feel a beautiful white light above you. This light of renewal and refreshing energy. And as you exhale, bring that back down with you and land in the center of your heart. Feel the beating of your heart. Feel that life force, that vital energy, prana. Feeling renewed and refreshed through this practice. Take another breath in. Soft breath out. And as you breathe in again, travel back up to the crown of the head, and even brighter white light, expansion past the crown of your head, starting to cascade out and around you, all that energy from your heart. And let the exhale travel down to the base of your throat, Vishuddha Chakra, the throat. All of the things that you would like to say, all of the words that you've kept inside, what it is that you represent with your voice. Breathe in here. Relax as you exhale. Take another breath in. This time the beautiful white light above your head becoming brighter and brighter, expanding out past your body, connecting out into the world around you. And as you exhale, draw that energy back in and let it land just at the space between your eyes, Ajna Chakra. Take a full deep breath in. Your inner knowing, your intuition, your guidance, trust. As you exhale, completely soften into that space and let that be renewed. Here, another deep breath in here. As you rise up, the crown of your head is expanding and expanding like a fountain of white light all around you. Let it come all the way around your body like a cocoon, and it's shining so brightly that it expands into the universe around you. You become a beacon of beautiful white light. As you exhale, drop all the way back down the spine and feel that spiral of energy rising up the spine and down the spine at the same time, that Kundalini energy, that beautiful energy. Let this sensation of relaxation and renewal radiate from your whole body all at once. Trust that you can create this in yourself anytime you like by simply dropping in and connecting. Time in silence allows you to be interested in yourself and your life and to wake up to the choices that may have become habitual. Every day, each day, and in an instant, you have the opportunity to start anew. Notice your whole body breathing all at once, this beautiful radiating white light, sense of renewal all around you. Let yourself slip into Shavasana and stay as long as you like. Enjoy this quiet time with yourself. And close the practice tonight by sharing a chant for peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Feel free to listen or join from wherever you are. Deep clearing breath in and out first. To begin, inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May we renew our sense of peace every time we come to our mat. And with each breath that we take, in every moment. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice.